Hey, what's up guys? I'm Colt. Today I'm going to try to touch up the clear coat on my spoiler. Alright, so the wind is terrible today. Sorry about the audio, but you can see the gloss is gone. Now this thing looks fine when it's wet, so the idea being I can hit it with some clear coat and give it that wet look all the time. I'm no pro, this is just a rattle can, and we are going for better than it looks. So first I'm going to do a light wet sand with the 1000, tape it up, and spray it on. We'll see how it turns out when I'm done. Okay, so even with really light pressure, I got some pretty good grooves in here. I mean, the whole thing is faded. So I mean, I'm kind of the stance that it's just, no matter what I do, it's gonna look better. So, but that was 1000 grit, barely any pressure. I sanded maybe all of 2 minutes. I don't know what the clear is gonna do to it, but we're about to find out. Okay, so the first coat's down. I have no idea how it's gonna turn out. I don't know, man. It looked pretty bad before, but hopefully it doesn't look worse somehow. But anyways, while that first coat's drying, I did want to fix my hood latch. So I bought one of these for the hood, and I'll show you what broke. Right there. This is where this goes when you close the hood. So this one was broke when I bought it. You're kind of just laying it on the engine cover and it'll sort of flop around in there. So got this one online. Nice, Rock Auto. Or no, this wasn't Rock Auto. This was eBay because it's Nissan. Just got that off eBay. Very cheap. I think it was like less than $10. Also, while that's drying, I've been doing some cleaning in the bay. It's not great right now, but I'll continue to do that while I'm painting on the side too. So we'll see how it looks. So I've been cleaning and I noticed I'm missing some clips here. Show you these. So this is for the intake. It's just doing that, and then also for the grill. Oop, they're gone there. So I had bought a bunch of these on, of course, eBay. So like my whole car is an eBay car now. But I'm going to pop those in while I'm waiting for the second coat to dry. I originally bought them because I bought new fender liners because there are none in this car. So I'll show you that. It's my fender liner situation. There isn't any. Oh yeah, my bumper's cracked. So rocking the zip tie, but I got plans for that, and I'll do a video when I get this fixed. But this is pretty bad. But anyways, I bought those clips for the fender liners, and I'm glad I did because it turns out it's missing them kind of everywhere else. One thing you can use when you're cleaning up your engine bay is just a wire brush. It works great on the metal. Anything that's oxidized or corroded, just hit it with the wire brush. Of course, a wire wheel on a drill works really good, and it's a lot faster, but I don't feel like pulling everything out. I'm just kind of taking it easy out here. Just a little brush works fine for a day. Okay, so I watched the video back, and Overspray City, I totally dusted my trunk in clear coat because I only taped half of it, but pulled the tape off. Let's take a look at it. On camera, not so bad. In person, a little worse, but can you see the overspray line? Yeah, so even this too, I mean, it's still, I think it looks better, but what needs to happen is I need to get a buffer, and I need to buff that in a couple of days once it dries to even it out and then knock off that overspray too. Okay, it's been about a week since I painted. I got the trunk cleaned up, and I'm gonna try to buff it. I used some goof off to get rid of the overspray on the trunk deck. Just sprayed it onto the towel. It wiped off, no problem. Be careful with the overspray. Once I watched it back, I was like, man, it was pretty bad. It was spraying everywhere, but I got it off of there. No worries. I got some Meguiar's fine cut right here to buff out the spoiler, and then if I need to, I'll buff out the deck lid to help it match a little bit. It's my first time really even using anything like this, aside from headlights, so watch at your own risk. If I make mistakes, just don't do what I do, okay? So here we go. Okay, so it's been about a week since I did the buffing on the back, and after I finished buffing it, I noticed that the clear, it actually kind of lightened it up some. It looks like it pulled some of it off. It had like a light haze to it. So what I did was I just retaped it, and I sprayed another 2 coats of clear, and I've left it alone. And it's been about a week. Like I said, I went to the car wash this morning, and you know, I ran some errands after that, came home, but I wanted to show kind of how it's looking right now after just respraying and leaving it alone. And I think it looks pretty good. I like it. So like I said before, this was about getting it to look better than it did. It definitely does look better than that kind of totally offset color. It was solid black on the trunk and like a real faded, almost gray on the spoiler. So now it's got kind of a nice blend to it. If I spent more time on it, it'd probably look a lot better. I would recommend wet sanding your clear coat and then doing another spray, and then probably wet sanding again and then buffing, wet sanding all the way up, you know, 2000 grit. Probably be a lot more professional, but I'm anxious to get back towards the front of the car and get some more performance parts on this thing, and we'll see where we get from there. Okay, so that's it. The spoiler is done. It wasn't too difficult, and I like the results. I'll probably use this same method to go around and touch up some other areas on the car. Just a little light wet sanding and a little bit of clear coat. And turns out not too bad. Black is a tough color to work on, though. I am noticing that. I've heard that in the past, that black's a tough color to paint. It's definitely a tough color just to have overall on a car. So keep that in mind when you're shopping, I guess. The hood is still in pretty rough shape. So some ideas I was going over was maybe a vinyl wrap and maybe a carbon fiber. right? That could look cool. Or a plasti dip, just dipping it, and then if that doesn't turn out well, I can just peel it off. So let me know what you guys think. If you'd like, put a comment below, and if you have any other opinions or ideas on it, I'd be interested to hear it. But that's something I do want to take care of. You know, outside of performance, still got to work on that hood because it's a pretty big piece. Then resurface my headlights. Once I get the hood taken care of and the headlights taken care of, this thing will be looking pretty good again. It'll be looking pretty nice. I'm excited to get to the front of the car again. Let's get under the hood. Man, gnats crazy out here. And focus on performance. Like I said, I'm ready to make this thing fast, but I got a few more little maintenance deals I got to touch up. The brakes. I actually got some rotors here to show everyone. Right, nice. These are the rears. I got the fronts, so we're gonna do all those. I got ceramic pads. Thinking about painting the calipers. We'll see. I don't know. Thinking like a copper. Could be good. Also got oil pressure sensor from Rock Auto. Love those guys. And that will get my oil pressure gauge working again and get rid of my oil pressure warning light, which is it's annoying. You guys know, you drive around, you got warning lights all over the place. We get those cleared up. So as always, gnats. I appreciate you guys watching, and stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.